All right. I'm pretty sure it's recording already. This is always where there's a lag time. Okay, so we are going to be kicking off the husbands panel, and this is the one I'm most excited about because there we go. Because it's always nice to hear from their perspective about how they feel about the business and what they think about their wife doing something outside of being a mom or outside of their career or whatever. So I basically asked them 3 questions, and these are all the things that they're going to bust through. Okay. So number 1, were they on board at the beginning? And if not, when did they get on board? Number 2, how do they show their wife support in the business as a spouse? And how involved are they in their business? And then number 3 is how has it blessed their family's life? Okay. So they're going to just go one after the other. I'm not going to like chat with them in between because we're going to bust right through this. So Jeff is going to kick this off. So I will unmute you and you can do your thing.
Perfect. Going to set the bar right here so that everybody's got an easy way to get up over that. But yeah, for myself, my wife is a Beachbody coach. She's done a great job at it. And I am bored right away? Kind of, but not really. Back in 2009, I was actually the one that got us started with Beachbody when I went and ordered P90X off of an infomercial because I didn't have time to go to a gym and work out and everything. And I was feeling really bad about myself. So Jody and I decided it was going to be something we'd do together. It turned out really great. We got in the best shape of our lives. And then life happened and we just kind of fell away from it. And it wasn't until a few years later that a really good friend of hers offered her another Beachbody program and then got her into the coaching opportunity. So at first when she came and approached me about it, I was like, yeah, sure, it's Beachbody. You know, this is something Jody wants to do. You go ahead and do it, babe. I wasn't necessarily against it, but I wasn't the most supportive. She started bringing the Shakeology shakes around and she started doing the workouts and she wanted to get me going on it. I held out for like a year and a half before I finally tried Shakeology because I'm stubborn. And once I tried it, it was amazing. I was hooked, but I wasn't interested in anything else of the business. So I wasn't, again, very supportive. Then back in 2015, she took me on a cruise that she won through Beachbody, which, by the way, is one of the best perks of having a Beachbody coach as a wife because you get to do all these amazing trips and whatnot, kid-free if you want, which is big for us. Anyhow, we went on this cruise, and it was the first time that I actually sat down and listened to coaches, to the Beachbody executives, and I heard genuine care and genuine want to help other people in the fitness and health industry. It wasn't something gimmicky. It wasn't about sales. It was about genuinely helping people get better in their lives. And to me, that hit me hard. And I looked at my wife and I remember looking at her and saying, you need to go with this and you need to go hard. And I'm behind you 100%. And that's what I've been doing ever since. I've been trying to push her. You know, when she has her down days or whatnot, I'm there to lift her back up. Honey, you can do this. I'm drinking the Shakeology shakes and I've got bags of Shakeology at my work. I work for a sports team. Guys come in, they see it all the time. Hey, what is that? Oh, it's the stuff my wife got me onto. It's great. So I do try and do my part to help her out. And I noticed once I started supporting her 100%, that's when her business really took off. I mean, my wife is good. She's really motivating. She can do a lot of things. But I noticed that when she had my support behind her 100%, that's when her business grew exponentially because she had me backing her all the way. She never had to worry about me, you know, coming down on her. You're spending too much money. I don't want you going to this training or that training. I don't want you spending so much time with these women online. It was really good to have my support behind her. She felt like she could just go all in, and it's benefited us. I'm in better shape than I've ever been. I eat healthier than I ever have. You know, when I sit down to watch football games, I'm thinking twice about eating those Doritos, and I maybe grab some cucumbers to go along with it. It's changed me for the better, and I've become a better person health-wise, and I can also say mentally, with the things that she's brought over from her Beachbody career. And it's blessed our whole family in that way. So for me, I would say, hey, the first thing and the most important thing you can do is take her seriously as a coach and take the business seriously, because once that happens, it's going to grow your life exponentially, not just business-wise, but on a personal level as well.
All right. My name is JD Folsom. I am Micah's husband. So I guess to just start off, so was I supportive in the very beginning? No, I was not. We got into, or Micah got into coaching a little over 4 years ago. And at this time, like I was going into my third year of vet school. I'm a veterinarian. Our life was crazy. She was a full-time photographer. I mean, we had 2 little kids, and I just thought it was one more thing that was going to take up more of her time. And so I was not all that excited about her starting, but it did not take me long to kind of jump on board. Just to kind of echo what Jeff said, I think the first time that I went to an actual Beachbody event, and again was able to see the executives and just, I mean, truly see the mission of the company. I mean, yeah, like I was sold on it. And so, and what helped too was when it didn't take me long to find out that, or to figure out that this wasn't just something that Micah was jumping into. When she jumps into something, she, I mean, puts her whole heart into it. And I mean, she was really working hard, and I knew that this was something that was extremely important to her. And I also was able to see just the changes that it was making in her life through personal development, the workouts and whatnot. And so, I mean, that definitely made it easier for me to jump on board and be supportive of her. So I do not actively coach with her. I am involved in other aspects of the business. I kind of handle some of the financial side of things, and that just frees her up to do the things that she's good at. I would say the biggest thing that I do is to support Micah in Beachbody is I work out with her 5 to 6 days a week, depending on what program we're doing. I do the Beachbody program with her. I mean, every morning we wake up and do that. And yeah, and I mean, so that's the number one way that I support her. And I think kind of the last question is, how has this opportunity blessed our family? Like I said, I'm a veterinarian. It's expensive getting through school. Like if it weren't for Beachbody, I would still be working for somebody else. So July 1st, I was able to completely break out, start my own business, and really focus on my passions within veterinary medicine. Because of this opportunity, it's just freed me up to really pursue my passions. And so it's just, I don't know, it's been a huge blessing in our lives. And so, yeah.
Okay, who's next?
Yes.
Brad. All right.
Hey guys, my name's Brad Morris. I'm Carrie's husband, and she came across the coaching opportunity about 2 years ago when a friend approached her and asked her if she wanted to get involved in some online workout groups. She let me know kind of the initial startup cost and whatnot, just to do the exercises with the groups and things like that. And I was like, sure, go for it. I'm pretty open-minded, and I like trying new things, and I like learning new things. I don't like being stuck in one place for very long. So anytime new opportunities come our way, we typically will explore those. So I noticed right off the bat, being on board with her from the standpoint of just supporting her, what she wanted to achieve for herself, was a huge benefit for her. She was stuck in a rut. She was not happy with where she was at financially, physically, emotionally. Within 30 days of starting the program, she had lost a lot of weight. I actually don't remember the total amount, but she'd lost a ton of weight. And ironically, without even doing any of the workouts for the first month or so with her, just by following the meal plan with her, I lost 10 pounds incidentally. So it just goes to prove that old saying, you lose weight in the kitchen and you get fit in the gym. I'm a firm believer in that. So we've seen a significant benefit in our health and in our happiness as a couple and as a family from Beachbody. So that's been big. And then the second support layer shifted a little bit when she decided she wanted to become involved in the coaching aspect of it. At first, she just wanted to do the workouts. And then she kind of started seeing the benefit of helping others, and she started seeing the monetary benefit as well that she was noticing in other coaches that were succeeding. So we sat down, we talked about that, and I said, yeah, absolutely, if that's what you want to do. And she told me right then and there, she said, I think this has a potential to get me out of my current job and to be something that I want to pursue long term. So I was on board from the beginning. As far as my role and how I support her, initially, I tried actively coaching with her a little bit, but with my full-time job that I have, that became very difficult. So we kind of took the approach that she'll do this full-time, and her goal is to bring me home from my job. And when that happens, then I see us kind of doing this together full-time, and I look forward to that. I think it'll be a lot of fun. So I just support her however I can, whether that's helping her with marketing issues, whether that's helping her with the kids, with dishes, just doing stuff that takes things off of her plate so that she can focus on the business 100%. And most importantly, I think showing support, as has already been mentioned, by doing the workouts with her, following the nutrition plan with her, and especially being financially supportive. Just like any startup and any business, there's a financial investment that needs to be made up front. And as with anything in life that is worth doing, it requires an upfront investment, whether that investment is emotional, financial, physical, whatever you're trying to accomplish for your life in that particular moment requires an investment. So that's something that I try and be very supportive of. And I'll be completely honest, not being in JD and Micah's position financially, obviously, it's hard. It's hard to make sure that she has the financial resources to build her business while we're still able to meet our other financial obligations that were already on the table. But I'm a firm believer that it's worthwhile. So we make the effort and we do what we need to do to make it happen so she can grow her business. As far as how it's benefited our family, I think the biggest benefit to us that comes out of my mind, and she might disagree with this a little bit, it's a lifestyle change, and we've adopted it and we've embraced it wholeheartedly. And by lifestyle change, I mean specifically a healthier lifestyle. We're healthier and happier emotionally, physically, mentally, in every possible way. I used to go to work with a can of Red Bull and some Hostess donuts in the morning, and that was my daily routine. So I've come a long way from those days. And you really start to see the benefit when you look at your kids. My older kids are slower to adopt the lifestyle change. My younger kids have picked it right up. My 4-year-old she'll come up and she'll ask for cucumbers, and she'll say, I want a snack, and she'll ask for a banana, or she'll ask for carrots. The kid absolutely loves broccoli. Broccoli's her favorite food in the world. She's 4. So to me, that's huge because I come from a family with a long line of health issues. And so I think the benefit for us, especially outside of everything else that's been touched on, has been just healthier and happier all around. And that's, I mean, for me personally, I think that's probably what stands out the most.
Awesome. Thanks, Brad. So my name's Patrick Corning. Alyssa's my wife. And so our story goes a little bit different. So about 3 years ago, I think when Alyssa started coaching, we were didn't have any kids at that time. We were living in Portland, Oregon. And around that time, I decided I wanted to pursue a dental residency. So Alyssa and I talked about that, and just after I decided to go do that and got accepted into programs, she started coaching. And at first I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. You coach, you do your thing. We didn't have any kids. We were pretty free and easy at the time. I just thought, maybe this is a fad. Maybe she does it for long term, whatever. We didn't have a lot of obligations that sucked up our time anyway. So I thought this was great. And then all of a sudden we had a kid, and I started my program, and life completely changed for us. It got super busy. And so we kind of had to have this discussion of, all right, well, you're going to support me in residency, and we're going to do this together. I can't do it by myself. I need your help. And on the same vein, she needs my help with Beachbody. So we found that we have to support each other and help each other in a lot of different ways. And I think that's a big catch with a lot of husbands and other people I've talked to. You'll be talking to your wife, or you'll come home and they'll spend an hour on their phone, and I'd be like, well, I've spent all day at work and now you're just on your phone all night. And at first that kind of bothered me. But then I realized, well, she's doing that for us, and she's doing that to help us out. And she's not just scrolling Facebook, doing useless, mindless stuff. She's actually working. And that kind of took a little time for me to really understand. And so now I have to find time and ways to support her. It's kind of my job at home to make sure the dishes are done every night. It's kind of her job to make sure the laundry's done. And that's just kind of one way we divided things up. But there's lots of different ways you can do it. And the other thing it's taught us and how we can support each other is through personal development. We're both, we use Audible a lot. So we listen to a lot of personal development books. And if you had asked me about 2 years ago if I'd ever listened to so-called self-help books, I probably just would have laughed at you and told you they're for somebody else. But to be honest, they're awesome. I love them. I'm listening to a book right now by Grant Cardone called Sell or Be Sold, and it's great. And you think it's for just salesmen, but it's really for everybody. It teaches you some great lessons in life. And it's taught us how to communicate better with each other about really tough issues. Issues that we've disagreed on for a long time, and we still may disagree on, but we've learned how to communicate and kind of work through those and overcome those. So we show support to each other in a lot of different ways, but by mostly showing emotional support and asking each other every day, hey, what can I do? What do you need to get done today? And how can I help that happen? And prioritizing, okay, I need to get this done today, but hey, this can be put off till tomorrow, so Alyssa can do her thing. And it's blessed our lives really in so many ways. And I was going to talk about some other things, but honestly, sitting here and hearing these other guys talk, I would say one of the biggest ways that it's helped me is by having this extra, it's really like a family, the Cranes and the Folsom specifically. I mean, it's just been such a blessing to our lives to have these people in our lives. And you don't meet people like this everywhere. These are people who support you in your endeavors, in whatever that may be. They're always your friends. They're looking out for your back. And so just the inherent family that's built into this system is awesome. And you won't find that anywhere else. And so I think that's probably one of the biggest blessings that we've had in our family.
Awesome. So, hey guys, I am Cliff Pittman and my wife is Patty. So we actually, when we met, she was already coaching full time. So yeah, I was on board and supportive from the very beginning. It was a really easy decision for me because I already saw the success that could come from this. I saw the lifestyle and I saw the freedom that she lived. And so it was a really easy decision for me to jump on board and be supportive. But, we both have backgrounds in the fitness industry. And so our biggest area of growth, much like Patrick's, is within the personal development realm. And that has just added a significant amount of value to our family, in business, and in every aspect of our life. And so, like I said earlier, when we first met, she was already coaching, but I noticed that her personal development took priority before anything else in her day. And because of it, she's the most resilient and strongest woman that I know. And over the years, I've come to make it a top priority in my life as well. And it's always been a part of my life with a 10-year military career and senior management role in a Fortune 500 company. But since we've been together, it's become a top priority. And it's come to the point that I've actually been able to leave my corporate job and come home and build this business with her. And so I've seen the opportunity that it provides. And it aligns with our goals and our dreams. And so I've been able to just really pour into her, 100% support and buy into what it is that this opportunity is for her and for us as a family. And so there's several different areas that we've seen a lot of growth in. But there's everything from like the ability to overcome challenges. That's a big one. And we've gone through a lot as a family, and through personal development, we've been able to plug in and just really get over those things. And then consistency. Consistency has been huge, and just showing up and doing the things that we need to do every day. And then also developing other people. And the coolest thing is that, yeah, that it all applies to business, but that all applies to family too. And we've seen that with our 3 kids and the development in their lives, not just in ourselves, but also that we're pouring in to other people. And we've just become have a passion to serve. And so, the biggest reason that I support her is because I know that her investment in this business and in personal development, it equips her to be successful in any area that she applies herself in. And outside of marrying her, supporting her is the next best decision that I've made.
Cliff, I love that about being the next best thing that your decision. That's awesome. So my story is, again, a little bit different from everybody. I'm Kim Young. My wife is Svetlana, and she was on board with everything first, and it took me about a year and a quarter to actually come on board. So was I on board from the beginning? No. The way we started was we had Svetlana gave birth to our second child, and a couple months later, she wanted to get rid of her baby fat. And so she came to me and she said, I've got this friend where we take our eldest son to preschool, and she's had 2 kids, and you can't tell that she's ever had any kids. And I was asking her, how did she get rid of all her baby fat? She told me, and I'd like to buy this thing. And I said, this workout program. And I said, great. She said, it's about, I think it was $160, something like that. And I said, great. And I'm thinking, if I can make my wife happy and she can work on getting her baby fat away, for $160, that's great. That's a lot cheaper than we ever spent at the gym. And so that was fine. Do I want to do it with her? Nope. She starts eating really well and drinking the shakes. And every day she comes to me and she said, would you like to try my shake? And so every day I try this wonderful chocolate delectable something. And they were unbelievably good. Do I want it in? No, not me. So she did her first round of 21-day fix, and she lost 13 pounds, I believe. And then she took a week off, did her second round of 21-day fix, and I think she lost 12 more pounds. And it was amazing. I was losing some weight just because I'm supporting her with doing the nutrition, eating with her. And I thought, man, I need to get on board with this because she's going to get really advanced and ahead of me as far as being fit. And here I am, kind of chunky. I weighed about 50 pounds more than I do now. And I thought I need to get involved. So I said, sure. I said, you can put me on as one of your coaches. I'm not going to do any business. I'll support you that way, but no thanks, not for me. But I will do the workouts. And so then I was working out, and I was eating well, and I was drinking Shakeology every day. And I ended up, that was a 90-day program I started with, and I ended up feeling better than I've felt since I was literally at university. And I was stronger and as flexible, and I got all that back, which I thought had been lost to old age. Turns out it's just not using myself. So I'm back. But then she wanted to talk about, she had these ongoing costs. She wanted to continue doing this. And I was concerned about, is Shakeology a good thing or not? So I did a lot of research. I was a professional engineer for 32 years, and by nature, I'm skeptical. I'm very conservative and very skeptical. And so I did a lot of research into the product, and I thought, nope, it's fine. It's something that my recently non-pregnant wife can take, and it's nutritious, and it's nothing harmful in it. No problem with that. And I looked at the costs, and the costs are basically the same as we had before. I think Shakeology was $125, $130, something like that to buy. But she came to me and she said, if I'm a coach, then I get this 25% discount. And after the fees and everything, it ends up that Shakeology was just about $100. And I thought, great, that's an awesome investment. And the discount was brilliant. A little bit later, she came to me and she said, I'd like to make this actually a business. Now, I've started my own businesses. I've had a couple, and I know what they take to get started. And I didn't know much about the Beachbody model, but it seemed, since it was new to me and it was unusual, I'm very skeptical. So I'm investigating, is this a scam or not? Looked into it a long time and came to the conclusion that no, it's not. It's actually multi-level marketing, which is a legal, normal way to do business, the way they're doing it. So Beachbody's good. The business model's good. The startup money we'd already paid. The ongoing costs are the same as they always have been. It was shocking how little it costs to get into this business. And I know from my own businesses that the expenses of a business always exceed the income for a while. That's just normal. But Svetlana has already paid back her initial investments and those initial ongoing costs multiple times. So it doesn't take too long to recoup that investment because it's so small. And the way I'm showing support is helping participate with the workouts, with the nutrition, any support I can give as far as business knowledge and stuff. I had my own business things that I was doing at the time. And so I wasn't going to get involved with coaching, and that panned out in a very poor way. And so in July, it finally occurred to me that Beachbody is actually a phenomenal opportunity for me. So at Summit in New Orleans, after a Darren Hardy talk, I was all in. And so I'm a Beachbody coach. There you go. And I look at it as this is an investment that I'm making. It's an intelligent, well thought out financial investment. Just from the straight money idea, that's one level that it's a good investment. But it's another level of investment that it's an investment in my wife. We are doing this and she is growing as a person. It's phenomenal, the difference between the woman I was married to a year and a half ago and now, how much she's grown and how much more confident she is and how much business acumen she has, and how it's just amazing with the maturity that she grows and how quickly that happens. It's also an excellent investment in my marriage. One of the reasons why we're involved in this is that we want to spend more time together. That is one of our main priorities in life, is we wanted to find a way for me to get out of my regular work office and to where and commuting 2 hours a day to where we can actually spend that time together. And now we spend most of every day together. So we're achieving our goals. It's not everybody's goal, but that's ours. And so it's an incredible investment in our marriage. And the final investment level that it's an investment in our family, because this is an opportunity to bring a lot of income, to generate a lot of income for our family so that we can achieve our family goals currently and long term. So on multiple levels, it's a great investment. And how is it a blessing? Main one is it's helping us reach our main goal in life, which is to be together. This morning, we took our eldest son out to the bus together. We walked down the block, stayed there till the bus came, dropped him off. We were there when we picked him up. We did that together. We can alter our work schedule at any time to do that. We get to be with our kids. We get to be a family, and we get to be with each other rather than working for somebody else and driving on the road with 10,000 of my favorite friends in traffic. So that's it.
All right. That is it. Holy moly. I so appreciate you guys for jumping on and doing this. I know it is JD's least favorite thing to do any sort of video or anything. So I'm sure it's not your norm, but I really appreciate it's just something different to hear that perspective, because it is different and it's different for everyone. So I hope you guys know how much I love your wives, and I hope you know how much I do appreciate the way that you support them, because they are rocking this and helping people because they have you behind them, and that means the world to them. I know that. So I'm going to let everyone go. Thank you again. And we will see everyone in the sneak peek back here tomorrow. Okay. See you guys.